You wake up, you eat your breakfast, you do everything right, and yet by 2 in the afternoon you feel like someone pulled the plug on you. You're dragging yourself through the rest of the day, reaching for coffee, reaching for something sweet, just trying to survive until you can finally sit down. And the most frustrating part is that you're trying. You're actually making an effort with your food. So why does your body feel like it's working against you? That question right there is why we need to have this conversation today, because the answer isn't what most people expect. Here's what nobody is telling you. Some of the healthiest foods on the planet, foods that nutrition articles celebrate, foods that fitness influencers post pictures of, foods that you genuinely believe are doing your body good, are silently and consistently draining your energy every single day. Not because the food is bad in theory, but because of how you're eating it, when you're eating it, and what you're combining it with. And until you understand this, you will keep doing everything right on paper and feeling absolutely terrible in real life. Let's get into it. The first mistake is one that will genuinely surprise you. You're eating too much at once and calling it healthy. You've heard the advice. Eat whole foods. Eat balanced meals. So you sit down and you eat a massive plate of brown rice, grilled chicken, steamed vegetables, and maybe a side of fruit because why not? It's all clean food. And then about 40 minutes later you feel like you need to lie down. That heaviness, that fog, that sudden drop in motivation and mental clarity, that's not tiredness from your day. That's your body diverting an enormous amount of blood and energy to your digestive system to process everything you just put in it. Your body can only do so much at once. When you overload it with food, even nutrient-dense food, it has to work overtime to break it all down. And while it's doing that, everything else in your body slows down. Your brain slows down. Your energy drops. Your focus disappears. Studies have consistently shown that large meals create a measurable dip in cognitive function and physical energy in the hours following the meal. This isn't a theory. This is your biology doing exactly what it was designed to do. The fix is not eating less. The fix is eating smarter. Smaller portions spread across the day keep your digestion steady, your blood sugar stable, and your energy consistent. People who make this single adjustment report feeling dramatically more energetic within just a few days, not weeks. Days. Now stop for just a second. If any of this is resonating with you, if you've been silently wondering why your efforts aren't giving you results, there are programs linked down below in the video description that go much deeper into this. But they're not for everyone, and honestly, most people will scroll past them without a second thought. If you're the kind of person who's serious about actually changing how you feel, you might want to look. If not, keep watching anyway, because what comes next is important. The second mistake is the one that sounds the most counterintuitive. You're not eating enough fat. You've been told at some point that fat is the enemy. So you chose the low-fat yogurt, the fat-free dressing, the light version of everything. And you thought you were making the responsible choice. But here's what happened inside your body. Without adequate healthy fat, your brain, which is made of nearly 60% fat, starts running on fumes. Your hormones, which are synthesized from fat, start misfiring. Your cell membranes, which require fat to function, become less efficient at letting nutrients in and waste out. The result? Fatigue that feels almost neurological, that foggy, disconnected, slow feeling that no amount of coffee seems to touch. Researchers have found that people who significantly reduce dietary fat often report increased feelings of exhaustion and difficulty concentrating even when their caloric intake is otherwise sufficient. Your body is not just running on calories, it's running on the right building blocks, and fat is one of the most critical ones. Avocados, nuts, olive oil, fatty fish, eggs with the yolk included. These are not indulgences. These are fuels for a high-functioning brain and body. People who reintroduce healthy fats after years of avoiding them often describe it as feeling like someone turned the lights back on in their mind. The third mistake is the one that hits the hardest emotionally, because it involves doing something that feels virtuous. You're skipping meals, or going too long between eating because you're trying to be disciplined. You skip breakfast because you're not hungry. You push through lunch because you're busy. You tell yourself you'll eat when you get home. And by the time you do get home, you're irritable, exhausted, unable to make decisions, and you either eat way too much or you eat whatever is fastest and easiest, which is rarely what you actually wanted to put in your body. This pattern is one of the most energy-destructive habits that exists, and it's disguised as self-control. When your blood sugar drops significantly, your body enters a mild stress response. Cortisol rises. Adrenaline gets released to maintain basic function. Your brain starts rationing energy, slowing your processing speed, reducing your emotional regulation, making you more reactive and less patient. You're not just hungry, you're physiologically compromised. And the cruel irony is that after going through all of that, you eat in a way that spikes your blood sugar rapidly, which then crashes again, and the whole exhausting cycle starts over. Clinical nutrition experts estimate that erratic blood sugar cycles like this can reduce perceived energy levels by up to 30 to 40% over the course of a day. That's nearly half of your potential energy just gone, not because of disease, not because of lack of sleep, but because of meal timing. The solution is regular, consistent fueling, not eating perfectly, not following a complicated plan, just not letting yourself run on empty for hours at a time. The people who master this single habit often describe it as one of the most transformative things they've ever done for their daily energy and mood. The fourth mistake is one of the most overlooked, and it's so simple it almost feels too obvious. You're chronically mildly dehydrated, and you don't know it because you're not thirsty. Thirst is actually a late signal. By the time your brain registers thirst, you're already mildly dehydrated, and even mild dehydration, as little as 1 to 2% of body weight in lost fluids, has been shown in research to impair mood, concentration, and physical endurance. One study found that young women with just 1.3% dehydration reported increased fatigue, reduced concentration, and more frequent headaches. And here's what makes this especially relevant to healthy eating. When you increase your intake of whole foods, fiber, and nutrients, your body actually needs more water to process and transport everything. So the healthier you eat without adjusting your water intake, the more dehydrated you may actually become. The people who start genuinely tracking their hydration consistently report feeling noticeably more alert, more energetic, and more emotionally stable within days. The fifth mistake is that you're eating at the wrong times relative to your activity. You eat your biggest meal in the evening when your metabolism is slowing down and your body is preparing for rest. You go through your most demanding hours of the day underfueled, and then fuel yourself heavily when you don't need it. This timing mismatch means you're storing more and burning less. Your sleep quality is disrupted by active digestion, and your energy during the actual hours you need it most is consistently low. Shifting even just 30 to 40% of your food intake earlier in the day, without changing what you eat, has shown measurable improvements in energy levels, metabolism efficiency, and sleep quality in numerous studies. Here's the truth that ties all of this together. You are not lazy. You are not weak. You are not broken. You have simply been given incomplete information, and your body has been quietly paying the price for it. Every single day you've shown up and tried, and that matters more than you know. The programs linked down below in the video description exist for the person who is done settling for surviving their day. The person who wants to actually feel alive and energized and clear. Most people will see that link and keep scrolling because change feels hard. But the people who take action today, not next week, not when things calm down, today, those are the ones who will be telling a completely different story about their energy very soon. The link is there. The rest is yours to decide.